Hello, and thank you for joining us for this edition of Tuscaloosa is Talking with Philip Coleman. And I must confess, from the very start, I am going to be distracted during this interview by the delicious aromas and smells coming from the kitchen of our location today. That's because my guest is this gentleman, Mr. Titus Brown, co-owner of the very popular, and deservedly so, Flavaz Soul Food Restaurant here in Tuscaloosa along Highway 69 South. Thank you so very much for joining us today.
I appreciate you, Mr. Coleman. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And we also appreciate you and restaurant co-owner, your lovely wife, Ashley, for allowing us to shoot the interview here in Flavaz Restaurant.
Yes, sir. We thank you.
Okay. But wait, there's more, as they say in television. This is also the same Mr. Titus Brown, a Tuscaloosa native who played professional football with the NFL's Cleveland Browns and also played for the Denver Broncos, and prior to that was a college football standout with the Mississippi State Bulldogs. And with Tuscaloosa being the big football town that it is, if you don't mind, let's start our conversation off on the football field.
Well, you know, I'm a graduate from Hillcrest High School 2004. Then I went to Mississippi State from 04 to 2008.
Fantastic. And tell us more about your activity, your action on the football field. What position did you play?
I played defensive end and linebacker.
And with millions of boys and men growing up with the dream of someday, somehow going pro and playing for the NFL, as you actually did, tell us, what is it like to achieve that great accomplishment, reaching the pinnacle of your sport and becoming an NFL player, actually living that dream? What is it like?
Well, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline, a lot of sacrifice, because a lot of people really don't make it to the next level. A lot of people talk about being great, but it's actually different when you actually have to put the work in. So it's a lot of discipline that you had to overcome, a lot of obstacles that you had to overcome, and just had to just keep your head down and just keep fighting till you got to your goal.
I imagine, as you just alluded to, the constant training and the discipline it takes for that constant training to keep yourself in physical tip-top condition that it takes to be an NFL football player.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, just like when you get to college, a lot of teachers don't really ask you to come to class. You have to really just go do it on your own. So that's part of being an athlete. You have to do things without people telling you to do. So keeping yourself in condition, running when you don't want to, lifting the weights when you don't want to. That's how you really get better, by doing the things that you don't want to do and continue to do them also.
So it's all about that type of determination and dedication to a goal.
Yes, sir.
Just
Most
really
definitely.
being able to stick with it.
Most definitely.
There's a lesson to be learned in that with any type of goal or activity that a person may have in their life.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of pushback in anything that you want to do, but the thing about it is that you just got to keep persevering through it.
Absolutely. Well, tell us now about the journey, your personal journey from the gridiron to the cast iron skillet.
Yeah, true.
And all the other utensils that are involved in preparing the delicious soul food that is served here. Tell us about the journey that took you from the football field to becoming a successful restaurateur with the Flavaz restaurant.
Well, this restaurant industry is one of the hardest industries that you can really tap into. I take my hat off to anybody that's in this field. Had I knew it been this hard, I probably wouldn't have done it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, football kind of prepared me for hard work, and I was able enough to take that and transfer it into the restaurant. So my position at linebacker was pretty much to put people in position when they was out of position, like the defensive linemen, for example. If I needed one of those guys to slant it to a gap on the fly, I would tell them to do so. If I need a cornerback to drop in a half or a flat or something, you know, I had to audible and tell them those positions. So it's kind of like the same thing in the restaurant. when people are out of position, you got to be smart enough to put them in the right position. So I was able enough to, take that determination and transfer it to the restaurant.
I see. So a lot of people, at least on the surface, might not see a correlation or a similarity between being on a professional football team and running a successful restaurant, but there is definitely an analogy, as you just described. Both being a professional football player and running a successful restaurant, both are a team effort, and you have to have all the team players going in the same direction to achieve that goal of success.
Absolutely. It's going to be some days that you don't want to, work and grind and get in here and fire up that grill, but you got to remember 300, 400, 500 people are depending on you to eat a specific type of food. They got to acquire taste. The reputation has, the word of mouth has spread, so we have customers from all over Alabama, Mississippi, Florida area that comes to travel far and far wide. So we want to be able to give those travelers the acquired taste that they're looking for.
And of course, as you've just said, Flavaz is well known throughout the region for its home style, down home Southern cooking. Mm-hmm. Tell us, why did you choose that to be the type of cuisine that is prepared and served at Flavaz?
Well, we pretty much let the customers pick what they wanted us to cook. We started off with a broad menu, and we kind of teetered it down based on what the customer wanted. So each day that we came in, we kind of kept log of, customers said, hey, we want neck bones. So we get enough of them that claim neck bones, we fix neck bones. We get customers say, hey, they wanted liver. We get enough of them say they want liver, we start making liver. So we just we pretty much just listened to the customer, whatever they wanted, we just prepared for the menu.
So even the customer themselves, they're part of the Flavaz team also.
They are the Flavaz team, so without them, we wouldn't have any of this.
I see. And what are some of the specialties that you're most proud of on the menu? I know everything on the menu is delicious and enjoyable, but what are some of the what you would describe as the specialties on the Flavaz menu?
Well, we got customers that travel 2-3 times a month from Georgia just to get our oxtails. That's a 4 or 5 hour trip, so that's one of our specialties. Macaroni and cheese is a favorite of a lot of people. Just pretty much whatever you have a taste for, everything is homemade, special season. You won't find it anywhere else. From the baked chicken to the fried catfish to the fried pork chop. It's the staple of Southern food, in my opinion. You have to just come try it for yourself.
It makes you hungry just hearing you talk about it. And you mentioned that you graduated from Hillcrest High School prior to your successful career there at Mississippi State as one of the Bulldogs. But tell us, what is it like being just down the road from Hillcrest? Of course, as I said from the onset during my introduction, we are located along Highway 69 South. That's where the location of Flavaz. We're within what I would call a walking distance from the Shelton State Martin campus. I'm saying all that to for the few people that might not be familiar with where you are, just so they'll have a mental image that we're not that far from the Shelton State Martin campus, just down the road from your alma mater, Hillcrest High School. Do you still have sort of a connection with Hillcrest, with your restaurant being located so physically close to Hillcrest High?
Yes, sir. Our son goes to Hillcrest. We still have a tight. Hillcrest is like a family to us. Once a patriot, always a patriot.
Yeah.
So we're extremely close to this day, even though it's been 2004 since I graduated there. They're a great group of people in the Hillcrest area. We are very appreciative to be on 69, and it's kind of like a dream come true to once be a student of an area and now you're kind of a representative of an area now. So a lot of the kids can come back and see, hey, that guy went to Hillcrest. He's a business owner. You know, I
Yes.
could be an inspiration to someone else. So I think it's pretty cool.
I will say, because that came to mind immediately with what you were saying. They have this excellent role model in you, the Hillcrest students, and all other young people and other young entrepreneurs here in the Tuscaloosa area and beyond. They have you as an excellent role model,
Yes, sir.
as somebody who applies discipline, dedication, hard work to being a successful athlete, and then turning that into a successful career as a businessman, restaurateur.
Yes, sir. And that's the way I try to kind of look at it. Not just doing it for me, but doing it for someone else that I don't know who's watching. So I just got to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do for the next person that's watching.
That's great, and this is such a terrific location, highly visible along Highway 69 South, right next door to the Albertsons, I should say, the All D's grocery store. That's what I should say, the All D's grocery store. You all are neighbors, part of the same shopping center, so it's also an outstanding location that offers some great advantages also.
Yes, sir, it is. Walking distance from the grocery store. We get a lot of walk-in traffic. A lot of people can visibly see us from one of the busiest streets in Tuscaloosa, so I feel like it's one of the best locations in Tuscaloosa.
Well, we appreciate, again, you sharing your very valuable time with us. We see ourselves how busy the Flavaz restaurant is, and we can certainly understand why it's so busy with, once again, the delicious menu that you all serve every day. Before we depart here, tell us, share with our viewers the Flavaz hours, the days and time of day that you all are open, so they can stop by and partake in the excellent food that's served here.
Well, we're open Tuesday through Sunday. Hours of operation is from 11 to 8 p.m. Weekdays, and on Sundays we're open from 11 to 6 p.m.
All right. Again, so great to be here. Appreciate you having us
Thank
here.
you, Mr. Coleman. I appreciate you.
And always, Jess Phillip. Jess Phillip there. But also want to thank you, our viewers, as well, for being with us. Want to also express my appreciation to my beautiful wife, Michelle, for serving as producer on this on-location shoot, as I always do, and I mean that sincerely. And thank you, our viewers, for spending your time with us, too. And I have to get used to saying this, be sure to always like, share, and subscribe. By all means, subscribe. We appreciate it. And in the meantime, we will see you again next time.